Fine. So today we are going to cover what is Python and for whom this course is applicable. And we'll just go through the introduction of Python, how to install the Python and how to operate the Python and all such things we will go through, right? Then, so that's what. So who can use Python? For whom the Python is useful means now every day we are led, every day we are watching like machine learning, we are hearing AI, we are hearing the advancements in the machine learning and AI, we are hearing. So all such things, for all these things, the base is in Python. So whether you are coding for generative AI or you are coding for the machine learning or you are coding for any data science project, what you need Python. So Python is used by many people. So whether you're pursuing your career in towards data science or it is towards generative AI or it is toward web science, I mean web development, Python is necessary for all these things. So for whom this Python is applicable means it is applicable to, so number one, to web development case, and then it is applicable to someone who is looking out their career in machine learning and AI. Okay, though it is generative AI or other AI, what he wants to develop something, and it is also applicable for the people who wants to pursue their career in data science, and it is also applicable for the people who want to do like a business analyst. So though it is, maybe some people use Python for scripting also. So it is not one area that Python is restricted. So people can use Python for web development, machine learning, and whatsoever. So why Python is this famous? Means, so before that, when it was 5 or 6 years before, we used to use R and Python for data science or data analysis case. But suddenly, all of a sudden, within the span of 4 or 5 years, the Python became supreme. Why? Because there are multiple reasons actually. Now, let us suppose Python got the support of vast community. So community support. What this community will do? Actually, Python is open source. So whoever wants to contribute, they can contribute. Now let us suppose we have Pallavi, Priyanka, and Soumya here. Now I have the Python base code here. Now let us suppose Pallavi wants to add one feature to the Python. Now let us suppose she has developed one library of Python, and that library we can directly import and we can use. Now let us suppose Soumya has developed some other feature. She will develop one library. You can directly import that feature and we can use that feature. So like that, Python got greater community support. So we can have as many features as like more the features, the more powerful any language will become. And also Python will work in two ways. One is it can be used as a procedure-oriented language, and it can also be used as the object-oriented language. So most of the cases we use Python as an object-oriented language, but we can use Python in both ways. So what people will really do using Python? So now let us suppose you are on web development. So what people will do? People will actually, they will design, they'll code, and once the coding is done, they'll test for it. And once the test is done, what they'll do, they will deploy their applications. So now what they'll do, they will design any project and then they'll code for it. Once they're done with the coding and all other steps, what they can do, they'll directly deploy that project onto the production environment where that deployment is available for the use. Now, so what these Python people will do? Number one, they in the web development, they'll design and code and deploy. In other case, they may collaborate with other teams. They may collaborate with other teams for somebody is switched on the mic, it seems. Right. They may collaborate with other teams for data collection and analysis. Okay. So it is like people, I mean, the Python people can collaborate with other people and also they can do the data analysis. Right? And then what else people will do? So then we can extensively use Python to write efficient, reusable, and testable code. Right? So simply, in the case of web development, we use for design, code, and deployment. And for data analysis case, we collaborate with other teams for the data collection and analysis. And then even for scripting or some other cases, what we'll do, we will write efficient and reusable code using Python. So these are all the things we can do, right? So then, so what this training will cover? So let me go into the syllabus of this training. Okay. So this training, now I think a few people have enrolled for the Python full stack and a few people have enrolled for the Python programming. So this syllabus is for full stack people. So let me explain whatever all the modules which are applicable to you. Okay. So now, number one, let me take the core Python. The Python programming is module 1 of this course. So what we are going to discuss in this course, right? So then, number one, the introduction of Python. So we have seen why Python and what are the job roles with Python. What are all the different IDEs with the Python, we will see. And installation of the Python, we are going to see now in the coming time. So that is what the chapter 1 introduction, where we see about the beginning session of the Python. And then in the tomorrow session or in the chapter 2, you will see what are all the input and output operations we have, and then how to make a line as a comment. All those things we will see. Variables, basic data types, and typecasting means converting one type to other type. All those things we can see in the next class, I mean in the chapter 2. And in the chapter 3, we will go through the operators, means we can perform different operations like addition, subtraction. What are all those things? They are all arithmetic operations we do using arithmetic operators. So we will see what are all the operators available in the Python and also how to use them. For every operator, we will see use case. And at the end of the day, we will see, is there any priority conversion? Is there any priority? All those things we will see. And then in the next chapter, we'll see about strings. So what is a string? How it is different from the other programming languages, and how we create the strings. And if we do have a string with us, so how to format it if you want to change the case. I mean, if it is in uppercase, you can switch it to lowercase. If it is lowercase, excuse me for a second. If it is lowercase, you can switch into the uppercase, all such things. So indexing means we can get a what we call, we can get one, I mean, we can access the one element in the string, and then we can slice it. What are all the methods we have on string? All such things we will see in the string session. It is all about strings. It completely takes an hour. So we will perform various operations on strings. All the methods on the string, all the methods available, are the methods are available. They are, we can directly use them. And then in the next session, we'll go through lists. So what is a list? What are all the properties of list? So what is the difference between the string and list? Actually, strings are immutable, lists are mutable. So what is mutability? Means can we change, or we cannot change? Strings are actually immutable. We cannot change them. List, we can alter them. We can add an element to a list. We can delete an element to a list. All such things we will see in the list. So that is in the case of list. And then we'll go through tuples. So what is tuple? Again, the question comes. So the lists are alterable. They're mutable. Whether the tuples are mutable or not. If they are not mutable, why? What are all the cases? How to declare a list and how to declare a tuple? All such things we will see in the tuple sessions. So, and then moving on, we will go through the sets. How to create a set, what is the difference between a list, set, and tuple, how we can update the set, and what are all the properties of set, what are all the methods that are available on the sets. All these things we will go through in the sets case. And then we will go through the dictionaries. Dictionaries is one type of storing where we can store in the form of key and value. Now let us suppose I can give like now we have someone like Venkata Vishwananda, someone is here. So I can give like key as name and Venkat as the value. Like that, I can store the data in key value pairs in dictionaries. So what is a dictionary? How we can access the dictionary, and how to, I mean, what are all the methods that are available in dictionaries? All those things we will see in dictionaries case. And once these things are over, all these data types are over, then we will jump onto the programming. So see here. Here, the first and foremost thing is if statement. So here we will go through the if statement. So we will set the logic, and now before writing any program, you should set the logic first. How to set the logic and all those things. That strategy we will go through once. Once we are done with the programming strategy, then we will go with the loops. How to write a loop, what is the basic syntax of a loop, and what is the use case of a loop. All such things we will see here. And once we are done with the if loop, then we will go with all the major loops that are available in the Python. So how to use a while loop, how to use for loop, how the range is used, and then break, continue, pass, how to use break, continue, and pass, and then what is enumerate, how to use it. All such things we will see. Once we are done, then we will come on to the function. Here in the function, what we will see is how we can make a module out of this Python programming. Now let us suppose you have written a calculator program, let us suppose. So in the calculator program, we need to add 4 functions. Let us suppose we are adding 4 functions. Number 1, the addition. Number 2, the subtraction. Number 3, the multiplication, and number 4, division. 4 functions you want to give. We want to 4 features we want to give. In that case, how we will give? Now let us suppose you have already written the programs for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You got your programs ready with you. They're all ready-made. They're already on your computer. So what this modularity, what this code reusability do is, so instead of writing those programs again and again, you can just import those programs into your program again, and you can have and you can enjoy the properties of those programs. Okay, so that is in the case of functions, right? I hope I'm clear. Great. Then. And then we will go through some Lambda function. Lambda function is one anonymous function. It is very powerful function in Python. We will see how to deploy Lambda function, how to develop Lambda function, and all those things we will see about Lambda functions. Then that is what. And then how we can create module, and is there any built-in modules for Python? If it is, and what are all the built-in modules, all such things we will cover in this module sessions. Then exception handling. Now let us suppose you are programming. You got some syntax error, you may get some logical error, sometimes you may get compile time error, or you may get a runtime error. So how to handle such errors? If some error is present, what we need to do? All those things will be discussed in exception handling. So what is an error? How to handle the errors? What is try block? What is except block? And what is finally black? How to use try and except block? All these things will be discussed in exception handling. Then the most important part, object-oriented programming. Right. In object-oriented programming, we know in object-oriented programming, we use a lot of stuff like we have so many OOPS concepts like inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, all such things will be discussed over here. So here we'll discuss what is a class, what is an object, how we can create an object, what is the different types of methods we have, what are the class methods, what are the static methods, and then once we go through the inheritance, how the child properties will, how the parent properties will get reflected in child class, all such things we will discuss in object-oriented programming in a full-fledged manner. And then once we are done, then we will discuss about packages. This is a small thing actually. What are all the packages available? We will discuss. And once we are done with the available packages, we will discuss about how we can create our own package. That we will discuss. And then there's something called time and date and time module. So which is really useful for the web developers. So this module, this chapter 17 completely covers date and time module. Okay. So what is date and time module? How we can format the date and time? So what is string format time? What is string point time? All these things we can discuss in date and time case. Right. And then in the chapter 18, we are going to see about regular expressions. The term we have written, the regex, it is in short actually. The regex means regular expression. So now it is more like your case of control F. Now let's suppose we have MS Word. In the MS Word, what we do, if you want to search any word of our choice, what we will do, we will press Control F and we will give the pattern of that word. Now let us suppose in this thing, I want to search about understanding. Now let us suppose understand. So how many things I got under I type in this particular pattern? There are 3 by 5. See? So like that, we will give an expression, we'll give a phrase. So we will look into it. So that is how the regular expression works. So with the regex, we have many uses, many applications are there. So we will see what are all those applications using regex and all. And then And then on chapter 19, we will discuss about files. What is a file? How to open a file, and then how to open different types of files, and then what are all the different styles of opening a file or creating a file, how to get the reads, how to read and write into the file. Already the data is available within the file, how to access that data, and then how we can modify that data, and then how we read in between the lines in that data, how we analyze the data in that file. All such things we will see in the files. So, and then we will move on to the packages. In the packages, we go through what is NumPy, how the numerical analysis is made. Now let us suppose we have some of us wants to do a matrix multiplication using Python. So what they will do, they'll simply import the NumPy module and they will perform the matrix multiplication just like that. Okay, so that is how if you do any mathematical things, the NumPy package we use. And then what is the use of matplotlib? Matplotlib is something like, I think, is there any ECE students? Is there any ECE student? I think one. What about others?
No.
Pallavi?
No, sir.
No, fine, okay. So if someone is from ECE student, they'll know about this MATLAB actually. This matplotlib little looks like MATLAB, but what we do is we analyze the data using Python, and then whatever the data we analyzed, we will plot the graphs using this PyPlot. There's something called PyPlot in matplotlib. We can use that and we can plot the graphs using that. And then pandas we use for data analysis case. So we will go with the introduction of pandas, and we will just go through how we can use pandas to analyze the data, the basics of all these advanced packages, right? Once we are done with that, we will go through the mini projects, right? So for everything, and when it comes to full stack, along with the Python programming, a database is given. Okay, most probably it is MySQL. And
Sir, I have a
once you
question,
are,
sir. Sir, sorry. Sir, what libraries do we use normally?
Venkat, you are not clear.
Sir, what libraries do we use normally in this course?
In this course means in the core Python, we normally, for all till chapter 19, we don't use many libraries. And in chapter 20, we use with NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas.
Pandas. Okay. So these are the common, sir, or it depends
These
upon
are
the
all the
organization?
common things. No, now let me come, Venkat, let me explain you this. So once the things are over, see, now let me come to my notepad then. So once we are done, Python programming is common for everything. Now let us suppose somebody is going for data science. Let me call this DS. So they may use different libraries. Yes or no?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Right. And somebody is opting for web development. They may use different libraries. So it all depends on the what we call this course, this programming course is a gateway for all these things. Though you are opting for data science, or you are opting for web development, or you are opting for some other thing like machine learning or deep learning, this course is a gateway for all such things. Am I clear?
Okay.
Now, once you are good at the basics, I mean, once you are done with the core Python, then you can go to whatever the stream you want to go. Okay, there the things will get different. Now, let us suppose, I'll just give you an example. Now, I'm somewhere. See, I'm in a Flask and Django. Now, let's suppose I'm in full stack development. Uh, in full stack development, what we will do, we will design frameworks and all those things. So here, what we will do here, we will import Flask and also Django. And in some cases, we will use URL lib. All such things we will use here. So it depends on the topic, what libraries we go through.
Oh, understand. Yeah.
I think I'm clear.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Venkat?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Fine, fine. So that is what this is actually the core Python. So if you want to opt for data science, it will be different thing. Along with the Python, you need to know about the databases and you need to know about the data visualization tools, and then you need to know about different libraries which are applicable for the machine learning and data science. Now, well, so that is what about this course. Well, so during this course, for every chapter, you will be given a task or a kind of program, whatever you may think. So once the class is over, once the task is over, once the topic is over, on that particular topic, a dedicated program is given. And one program I will explain as a part of our coursework, and one program I will give as a task. So you need to complete on your own. And then, right. If I'm clear, we'll proceed to the Python installation. Yeah. Any doubts in the syllabus, ma? Please type S in the inbox, everyone. If you do have any doubts, you can ask me. If not, if you don't have any doubts, we can go to Python installation. Then please type S in the inbox so that we will go. Soumya, Venkateshananda, Priyanka. Right. So then, if you want to download Python for the very first time, you can simply use Python download or download Python, whatever you can use. So there's something like this. I think my screen is visible to everyone. So here you'll get something like download Python. So click on this download Python, right? So here directly you'll get download Python 3.30. You can just click on this thing. An executable file will get downloaded. You can install this file. Just click on this. Here you'll get something like install now. If you want to add, you can add python.exe to your path, or else I'll do one thing. I'll add the Python file to the path later. Okay. So I'll just clicking on install now. Now the Python will get installed. Very easy step. Just go to the Python website, download and install. Let the installation get completed, ma. So then you are done. Close. So how to see your Python is installed or not? Now, just click on Windows. You will see something like this. I think my screen is visible for everyone. So you will see something like IDLE, Python 3.13 and Python 3.13 like this you will get. And then if you want to use Python, you can directly go to this IDLE. You can use the Python directly. And if not, you can use it through command prompt also. For that, you need to add the environment variables. So let me tell you how to add these environment variables. So any Mac users here? Everyone is Windows users, right? Be responsive, guys. No problem.
Yes, sir. Just Windows.
No one is using Mac. Everyone is using Windows only. Great, great. Chalo. Now, how to use an environment variable? Now, let me go to first. CMD and check for Python version. So the Python was not found, it is saying, because we haven't added the environment variables. So if you come over here, see, we can directly execute in the IDLE. I'll tell you how to add an environment variable. Before that, just we will go through the interface of this IDLE and then we'll go to the adding environment variable. So this is how your IDLE will look like. So you can type anything in this. So now let us suppose I want to print the basic thing. Hello, everyone. So I'll get the reply. Hello, everyone. So Python is very highly interpreted language. The thing, whatever you write, it will get executed by line. Now let us suppose here we have written something called print hello, everyone. So it is printing. So if it is in the case of Java or C, we know how hectic it is. If it is C, we used to write printf, something like that. And if it is Java, we used to write system.out.println hello. But here it is as simple as that, print hello, everyone. And then now let us come to this quotations case. Whatever you write something inside the quotations, that will become a string in the Python. Am I clear? Whatever you write inside the quotations, that will become a string in Python. So, sir, what quotations, sir? Is it double quotes or single quotes? Though it is double quotes or it is single quotes or it is triple quotes if you want to keep. So whatever you write inside the quote, it will become a string. Okay. I think I'm clear. No. So before adding to the path, what we will do is just in the search bar, type like environment variables. You'll get something like this. Click on it. And then here you can able to see environment variables. Click on it. And then here, see, you'll find two things. The first thing is user variables. The second thing is system variables. So what we need to do, we will edit the user variables. Don't touch the system variables, only edit user variables. Go with new and give the variable name. Anything you can give over here. There's no problem with that. Name, you can give anything. Directory, you need to browse. Where is your directory? You just need to go with this PC. And then in the C drive, you will find the installation file of the Python. See, go through program files, check for the Python. And then it is in 86, I think. No, if it is not found here, you can directly browse through the computer. Now come to local disk C. Check here. or I'll simply go with this. And the file location. So this is the file location we have. So simply copy this file location and then paste over here. Say OK. And then OK. So that is how you need to apply the what we call the Python data form. So usually I'll use IDLE only. Okay. So it is the very basic thing. Apart from IDLE, what else we can use? We will see. Okay. Now. So we call them as IDEs, integrated development environments. Do I need to write it? I'll write. Integrated development environment, we call it. And then, chalo, what are all the things the available IDs are there? What are the people, most of the people use the IDs. Now let me go to my browser again. Chalo, there's something called Sublime Text. So this is actually a text editor. You can drag your Python file over here and you can simply program just like that. So if it is not by a Sublime Text, you can directly use Atom. Atom is also a good editor actually, just like that. So it is also a text editor. We can use Atom. If not, most of the people use PyCharm. So Python is actually from JetBrains. So these JetBrains developed this Python. It is a PyCharm. It is a Python IDE. It offers very, so many features. You can integrate HTML files. You can integrate JavaScript. All those things you can use. It is very powerful. Okay. You can integrate APIs, Jupyter, all those things we can integrate using this. So this is PyCharm. And after PyCharm, people use Jupyter. Or rather, we call it as Jupyter Notebook. So here, Jupyter Notebook is a popular option for developing Python projects. And then most of the people right now who wants to practice in online, they may use Google Colab. I think most of you know this option, I think. So in Google Colab also, you can use the Python. See, this is very popular. It is simply follows the Jupyter Notebooks format. New notebook, you can say. Right. So you can directly click like print hello. Then click here. It will get printed. So with after watching this extension itself, you can confirm it is following the Jupyter Notebook format. It is actually a notebook. I'm sorry, I have given the capital P. Errors we used to do, capital P, small p, all such things we used to do. Right. So anyhow, we got capitals and small, right? So I'll tell you about what are all the famous cases they will use in programming. Okay. So how they'll name their files. Some people name their files like this. Okay. Now let us suppose there are 2 or more words in that case. So what they are doing, instead of no one gives the space actually, because spaces are not allowed in file names. So what we do, whenever the space is there, we start with capital. This is one type of nomenclature or naming style so many people will follow. Most of the cases, most of the professionals or even me follow this thing of a this kind of a style where I use underscore wherever the space is there. Or some people may use like this, means hyphen they will use wherever space is there, or else they may use like first name. So they may capitalize the first letter, and then for every new word they may capitalize the new word. So these are the different styles of giving name. So the first style is mostly used in Java, and the other styles are commonly used in IT. Actually, the first style we call it as camel case. The second style we call it as snake case. Camel case actually. The second type we call it as snake case, and the third style we call it as some kebab steak case, and the third we call it as Pascal case. So most of the cases people use snake case. Okay, this is something that is not related to Python, but how we name the files, I'm just telling you. Most of the times I'll use underscore. Most of the IT professionals use underscore only. I hope I'm clear. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So that. Fine. So let me go, let me speak a few things about this training actually. So the first and foremost thing is that this full week, whatever I told, see now let us suppose in this first week, in the first day, today I have covered the introduction of Python programming. I may call it as call it as class 0. Now in the class 0, we have covered the chapter 1. And then in class 1, I may cover basic syntax. In class 2, I may cover operators. So whatever the things that are all covered in these classes, as this is the first week, we will have a review on weekend, if it is possible. Okay. I think the new people may come. So that is why we are planning like that. So the review is possible. The review is available at the weekend for 1 or 2 hours. We'll go through whatever we covered in that week just for first week. And then from the second week onwards, we will go through, right? So that is what. So most of the case, I'll use basic IDEs only. But once we are done, when the things are really required, I'll go with the advanced IDEs. I'll make sure you know every ID. I'll definitely make sure you know how to execute a program in every IDE, because it is really necessary. Nobody knows now let us suppose you may people may what we call may depart to different kind of streams. Now some people may opt to data science, some people may go to machine learning, some people may go to web development. Nobody knows what the other people will use, what ID that other people will use. So what I'll do, I'll make sure that you know the interface of all IDs at the end of this course. Okay. And then that is what. And then this training, this course is completely this course is completely real time and completely practical. So every day you will be given a task. You need to go through the task and you need to complete the task. So I'll ask you, I'll ask you, you need to show the what we call the screenshots of output. All such things you need to do every day practice. You need to do. There is no other go, because so whenever you start something, you should always focus on your end goal. It is not like we came here, sir has told something, we have listened something. No, it's not like that. You should have proper concentration on your end goal. So to achieve that end goal, what is the roadmap and how you are going through is very important. Okay. And then anyhow, I'm keeping the time frame. So this Python course will most probably take 4 to 5 weeks, the 1 month, not more than that. And then even I'm saying this anyhow, I'll give the tasks and all, but every day you need to spare after the class or before the class, you need to spare 1 hour towards Python. Okay. So whenever you keep time only, we can able to achieve it. If you don't spare time, so nothing, everything will go in vain. Okay. So that is what the kind humble request from my side. Spare some time, practice every day, learn every day. So learn the new topics and then focus on your end goal. Okay. So this training, if I want to highlight the things, it is completely real time and practical. We do have, I'll explain the theory at first. So every day, now let us suppose I'm using, let us suppose I'm explaining about if loop. So I'll explain all the theoretical things about if loop, how the syntax is written, what is variable, what is the format of if loop, how to write, what is the thing, what is coming out of loop, what is going into the loop, all those things I'll explain. Okay. So once the theoretical session is over, then I'll go with the practical session. Means I'll start writing the programs and I'll start developing the programs with the if loops. Like that, the things will be there, and we will provide some real-time case studies. Okay, so we will provide apart from the two mini projects we have, I'll provide another real-time project for you using Python. And what is the good thing with the Python is that you can have multiple resources. Nowadays, the internet is very much evolved. You can have your multiple resources. So you can develop whatever the project you want to develop. And from SQL School, what you will get is you will get the job support and you will get the placements assistance. So that is what you will get. And also by the end of this course, you will be able to crack any interview if you follow my instructions. Like now I'll tell, so no one asks you from outside actually. No one asks you from outside. Whatever we learned, they may go one topic, the 1% of the things may go here and there. Apart from that, everything the interviewer will ask from what we are learning. Nothing will go out of our spectrum. Okay. So once you are done with this, you can able to crack any kind of interview if you have given the time. I have already told you, you need to spare the time towards Python and you will become market ready. And what we do from the SQL School is that we will market your resume, and we will also endorse you to the different companies. And people at SQL School see, SQL School is getting operated from 20 years. So many students have studied here. So many students have working in the IT. Literally, I may say it is in tens of thousands people are working in IT. So you may get reference. Okay. And we will endorse you on LinkedIn. Okay. All those things we will do. So for this also, if you ask for the prerequisites, no prerequisites we have except some basic computer knowledge. We don't have any prerequisites. So that is how it will be, right? So I told you the duration is 1 month. We will complete the things in 1 month, right? So anything else you want to ask, you can ask. If not, we will go with the first program. Done. So if you do have any doubts, you can speak or you can type in chat. If you don't have any doubt, just type S in the chat. Then I'll proceed for the execution of first program.
Yes, sir.
Done. Chalo. We will execute. We will go with the first thing. So there is something, if you do have a, we will have this symbol, then it is our terminal. We can program over there. If not, we can simply go with, yes, Venkat, we will provide sample projects once we are now here. The projects is of two types actually. I'll provide whatever the topic is there. Now let us suppose I have completed date and time module. And at the time of date and time module, we might have covered whole lot of syllabus before that. So I'll give the project on date and time, which may cover the previous topics also. And at the end of the day, you'll get real-time project. With an example, I'll explain you what is the components of that real-time project, how to implement that real-time project and all. Okay. And apart from that, you will get mini projects also. Meanwhile, while in what we call, while teaching in the class itself, I'll give you so many examples, so many what we call resources from the internet, where you can have your what we call the projects. Now let us suppose I may give a project like come on, develop this Pokemon game. Like that small projects I may ask you to develop in the meanwhile in the course. Okay. So now let us suppose we may take 4 or 5 weekends. Like now let us suppose if the course gets completed in 5 weeks, we will get 5 weekends. In that 5 weekends, I'll give you a task. Definitely, I'll give you a task. Do this, do this. So that is how many projects will get completed. So you do not worry about the projects. Okay. So at the end of this course, I'll take a real-time project which got completed in professional side, means some IT company has developed it and deployed it. So such kind of project we will take, and I'll explain each and every component of it. Okay, right. Then then come here, Nana. Now, there is some function called input. What this input function will do is, it is used to get the input from the user. Now let us suppose I want to print your name. And now let me ask like this: name equal to input. Enter your name. See, you might have observed this difference. First time in the first example which I took, I have used double quotes. In this case, I use single quotes, which doesn't make any difference. Now, let me click enter. So it will ask for the name. So I'll click like Venkat. Okay. So now what happens is the variable name is assigned to Venkat. Now the name is Venkat. Now let me print and check. Print name Venkat. So the whatever the value you have given for the name, it will get assigned to this variable. I mean name variable. I think I'm clear. Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now if you want to develop something like no. So to have the input from the user, we use input file. Now somebody asks you like this. Now if somebody wants to take 2 or more properties at a time, now in that case, you can simply go with the file, open new file. In that file, so what is the thing is that instead of executing one line at a time, I'm going with the execution of many lines at a time now. Okay. Now I'll do like this: name equal to input. Enter your name. Okay. And then I may ask you about the native place. Place is equal to input, like enter where you are from, and then you can print like this, print name. Sorry, whenever you are using variable, you should not use quotes. Name, and you can print the place. Okay, so now I have instead of here, see here one line is getting executed whenever I hit enter, but here I wrote 4 lines of code. Okay, so simply click on, sorry, you wrote everything right. Simply click on run, or you can use F5. So it must be saved before running. It's okay. I'll save it. Somewhere I'll see. There's no problem. Wherever you want to save, you can save. See, now I got it is asking for my name. I'll give my name. Let me give my name as Sharath. And then it is asking me, where are you from? I'll give like Hyderabad. And then it will just printing the name and place. Okay. So that is how you can execute multiple lines of code at a time. So instead of the line by line execution, you can keep all your program inside this file. You can execute everything at a time. Okay. So how to go through that? So just click on file, click on new file, write your code, and then click on run. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yeah. Fine. So that is what in today, what we have done is that we just gone through the introduction of Python. So what is Python, where we use Python, all those things we have seen. And then what are all the different job roles? Means at the starting of the session, I think a few people are not there. So where we use Python, we have gone through in the web development, in the machine learning, and in data science, and in business analyst. All such advanced courses, we will use Python. And then what are all the different IDs we have? I just introduced you the things, Sublime Test, Atom, and all those test editors we can use. Most of the people may use Notepad++, and some people will use VS Code also. There are many IDs we have. We can just have the Python extension to them, and we can make use of those IDs. Right. So many programmers use VS Code also, right? But whatever may be the IDE we use, it is always about the programming strategy and also programming style. Okay. And then we have gone through the Python installation, how to download and how to install. And after the installation, we have gone through the adding environment variable to our Windows environment variables. And once we are done with that, we have gone through how the Python programming will be. I mean, we have just gone through how the print statement works and then how the input statement works, right? So with this, I'd like to wind up. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Please switch on your mic and you can ask. If you do have a, if you don't want to switch on your mic, you can ask in the chat box also.
Sir, I don't have a doubt, but I have a concern. So I come from a very non-technical background. I come from a business background, so for me this is like entirely new. And I'd want like some resources to just go through to sort of help me prepare for the.
Though you are from the non-technical background, I'll be teaching from zero, okay?
Okay.
From zero. So there's no problem. And another advantage with the Python is that it doesn't include any complex things.
Okay.
So Python is very much preferable in case of non-technical background because the coding style is all easy.
Okay.
Right. Anything
Perfect.
other than that?
Is there any book or like any website that you'd recommend that I follow to just
No,
also like?
actually, for this course, I don't suggest any book. Even I have written a book on Python. That is a
Mhm.
whole other story. But thing is that, so I'll please have the notes, whatever I tell. Okay, from
Okay.
tomorrow onwards, I'll be writing the notes in the notepad. Our team will supply the notes to you. Okay.
Okay.
And then you practice whatever I told in the class, and also please make note of them, whatever the thing you are practicing. And after
Sure.
that, anyhow, I'll give a task every day.